What's going on? It's a scorcher outside where I'm at. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic, and a very eventful Saturday, which I didn't really plan on having an eventful Saturday in the sports world. We did a few videos, so you can check out the archives. For everybody that's new or finally checking out the page, we back on that boxing talk, and on the eve of we have three good fights: the World Boxing Super Series fight between the Russian guy, name I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, and the Cuban guy that's fighting out of Miami now, where most Cubans fight out of. I'm not going to attempt his name either. It's like 40 plus knockouts between the two guys. Only one fight didn't go to the decision, or two fights didn't go to the decision versus the guys. And look out for that. It's going down to San Antonio. I think it's the Alamo Dome. I estimate that the card or the fight may start off at 10:30, because in the UK it had a certain time, so I just did the math. Luke Campbell and Jorge Linares tonight. And sometime around 5 p.m., I would guess, that's a guesstimation, Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker kick off. But, fuck the bullshit real quick. Excuse me, French. This guy, Ingis Klimas, manager for a lot of different Ukrainian guys. One of the guys I totally can't stand in the sport of boxing. I'm always making excuses and shit. Says that John David Jackson he accused that John David Jackson put sleeping pills in Kovalev water. I'm guessing that's in the interview is talking about the Kovalev war rematch. I did a video about John David Jackson talking shit about Kovalev, saying that he folded him up in training, hitting him with body shots, and knew Kovalev couldn't take it to the body. He was lazy. He didn't want to pay people. He was just a dick, overall dick. He was a terrible person. He said most of the Russians I work with, like Khabib and the rest of those guys, he said those guys will give their shirt off their back to a stranger. Excuse me. He says Kovalev gives Russians a bad name. Now, the bad blood started, I would guess, with John David Jackson and Kovalev. When Kovalev called Adonis Stevenson a monkey, then he had the racist tweets with Andre Ward, and after the Adonis Stevenson racial thing, John David Jackson said he had to sit down and have a talk about Kovalev, about what's going on in America with blacks, which he's fully aware of. I did a video on how Russia was very racist towards blacks over there, and openly racist. So he knew what he was doing, and at the end of the day, he got what he got to him. But I don't think John David Jackson ever recovered from those racial remarks. I think their relationship was different and distant at that point. Even without a non-black trainer, Abel Sanchez, he got kicked out the Summit Gym, up in Big Bear. Abel Sanchez kicked Kovalev out because he was stubborn, thought he knew everything, said he was a shitty person, opened his doors back to him to help him rebuild his career. He probably think that getting some humble pie from Andre Ward would change him. But, he just ain't had trouble with black people. He had trouble with Abel Sanchez. And, now they looking for a trainer. But now, this dude, Ingis Klimas, is now accusing John David Jackson of putting sleeping pills in Kovalev's water before the fight. He said Kovalev was asleep during the fight, and that's why he lost. And these guys just refuse to give credit, man. And their whole team is a sore loser. Just imagine, if Lomachenko loses to Rigondeaux, what type of excuses Ingis Klimas gonna come with. We're talking about Kovalev dad try to set Lomachenko's dad in the corner tries to set him up for a loss versus Rigondeaux because they argue or some shit like that. I just want to see how creative this guy is when most of his fighters started to lose. We know Kovalev lost once and Lomachenko lost before. I don't remember him saying anything after the Lomachenko loss. Probably wasn't worth hearing. But he probably did talk about the weight, and he probably made excuses for that. But they consistently make excuses over there. And, the top guy, the manager, that handles all these Russian guys and Ukrainian guys, if he's making excuses for them and they building that shit into their head, wait till this guy really gets some more pushback from guys that know he can't take it to the body, guys that know he's going to quit. And then what's going to be the excuse then? You got to be real with people, man. You got to sit down and tell them what's really going on and stop trying to, protect these fighters. Have them thinking everything all right when it's not. They need to make changes. This guy, Klimas, said they looking for a trainer. I looking for a teacher, not a trainer. Says a lot of teachers out there, a lot of trainers out there, a few teachers. Kovalev is keeping the door open to fight, to bring Virgil Hunter in and train him. It is what it is. He's talked about I did a video. He's talked about, going into this fight with Sharansky without a trainer, or a coach or a teacher, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I know this guy. Excuse me, my mouth still hurting from the dentist. the end of the day, this guy, you know, it's the end of the road for him, man. He having trouble making weight at 175. And it was funny, they wait till after John David Jackson explodes on them because apparently he hadn't been paid on time from Sergey Kovalev. And Kovalev didn't allow him to talk in that camp. He just hold past to look good. The reason they kept him in, John David Jackson in the camp to make the appearance that Kovalev wasn't racist after all the racial remarks he made. Now that he done lost and the spotlight is off his racial history, his racist history, they dropped John David Jackson. He was there as a figurehead. I told you guys that leading up to the Kovalev 2 fight. That's all he's there for. And Kovalev made all these excuses why Andre Ward got in that ass. Says he's scared. That's why he retired. They won one. He's delusional. And now you see why he's delusional, because his team delusional. We talk about Adrian Broner's team being yes man and being delusional. You gotta look at Kovalev's team. They yes man. They delusional. At the end of the day, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy get knocked the fuck out again. It won't happen versus Shavansky unless Shavansky go to the body. But Shavansky got good power, but he really ain't shit. I would love to see him fight Sullivan Barrera, but I'm a realist. I understand that he fought 2 tough fights with Andre Ward. He had a tough fight versus a kid that had Roy Jones, Isaac Jujambo, whatever his name is. I butcher names. So he needs a nice relaxed fight, but this is not an easy fight. Shavansky had a nice cult of fans before he got knocked out by Sullivan Barrera, and and we'll see what's going on, man. But at the end of the day, this is excuses after excuses after excuses after excuses, but we gone.